Like you brought out her YouTube statistics. Why did not you bring up the data backing up the fact that she was only on your Canadian network for 26 days? Why didn't you bring that up? Like you're bringing up data like that anybody can get access to. But the one piece that you were saying, so you could have, you might be making this up, and now this makes you look even worse because she's gonna come back on her channel and say, no, I was not on their network for 26 days or whatever. And either way, it doesn't even matter.
Hello, I'm Steve Wilhite, Senior Vice President of Affiliate Relations at Daystar Television Network. I help negotiate contracts with satellite and cable systems all over the world, where every day lives are being transformed as people come to know Christ as their Savior.
One thing I want to ask, the first thing that came to mind when I saw this video, is he hat fishing? Comment below. Is he hat fishing?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Level Up with Larry Leo, where we turn trials and opportunities and dreams into reality. I'm Larry. This is the brother who's up at 3 a.m. recording this video because we that committed.
Hey, man.
Leo, what's up,
I'm
bro?
up burning the 3 a.m. oil, but Daystar executive went out and did a press release, and that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, okay, why the hat?
Is that new?
He dropping you for why the hat? Are you hat fishing? Are you looking like me right now? Like you need a haircut, right? Or you don't have any hair? Are you hat fishing? All right.
They dropping the new merch out here, bro.
All right. Let's keep going.
I didn't realize I'd be sitting at this table today, but here I am. I wanted to take a moment to address some of the false information circulating on the internet. I realize that most of our audience isn't caught up in the mismatch of social media. Neither am I. But some of the things do need to be addressed. And for those of you who know me, you know I don't sugarcoat things. I wish I could say something stronger, but let's just say I speak plainly. I've been with Daystar for almost 35 years.
So one thing I do want to write, because we watched this video. One thing I do want to bring up is he said most of our audience is not caught up in the social media drama, which I find interesting. And I think it's probably older. True. Most of their audience does not operate on social media, and just bringing that up, that's something that came to mind.
Also, I felt him saying, look, I want to use a stronger term. He really wanted to say, y'all know I ain't with the bull. I'm sorry. It's like, I'm going to be a little bit silly, so ride with me, please. All right, we're back on it.
Some of the things being said just blow my mind because they're not true. For example, I was actually the direct report for Jonathan Lamb during his performance improvement plan. I've known Jonathan since he was a little boy. I mean, I have a picture of him in a red wagon with my daughter, and I've known him since he was like 4 years old, and he's 39 now. So I've known him for a very long time.
Okay. When people do this irks me to death. To life, sorry. This irks me to life. What? Stop. When people say I used to know you when, they about to hit you with an uppercut. I used to know him when. Stop. Just get to it, man.
Absolutely. Zero relevance.
And he said I was his direct report when he was on the PIP. Yeah, because it's plausible deniability for Joni. Because if Joni was a direct report, then that would be like, oh, yeah, of course you fired me. You have to put plausible deniability. You have to put somebody in between that to make it look.
And I want to speak to I want to speak a bit to the pit because I've been on staff at churches, okay, and religious organizations. So I want to speak to this. I haven't really given much of my thoughts on that whole thing. One thing that I do know that a lot of churches, like, there will be like these metrics or these things that you're expected to perform. Yet many times the infrastructure and the resources that you need to do those things are not available. And many times there is a lack, there is a very, there's vague language without real. So like, this is what irks me when I see churches and religious organizations going corporate when it suits them. But you don't want to be corporate when it comes to actually providing the resources and the metrics and getting out of the vague language when it comes to actually helping your employees do what it is that you're looking for. So it's it's like a dualism. When it fits us, we're a church. When it's going to make us look good, we're a church. When it makes us look good and we're trying to like call somebody out, all of a sudden we're corporate. All of a sudden we have these standards. All of a sudden we have all of these things that you're supposed to do. And now it's you're the reason why we're not it. Yeah. So that I smell that all throughout.
I feel you. When you're asking for your 401k match and you're asking for your cost of living increase and you're asking for your extended paid time off, we still need you here on Sunday. You know what I mean? I feel you.
And like, if you're going to compare yourself to a corporate entity and go down that route, you have to understand when it comes to corporate entities, they're not vague in what they're asking for. It's usually very simple. Like, we're looking for sales increase. We're looking for certain market, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a well-defined just saying, goals. We want X amount of people come to Christ. We want this, that, and the third. It's hard to explain, but there is always like this vagueness when it comes to what they're asking for you to do that makes it nearly impossible for you to be able to do.
All right, let's keep rolling.
Leading up to Jonathan's termination, I can tell you that he was not putting any effort into keeping his job. He didn't manage the 3 departments he was over. He'd come in late, leave early, take 2 or 3 hour lunches, then go play golf at the end of the week. He wasn't fulfilling his responsibilities. I reported his hours to HR every week, and I was astonished that while his mother was trying to salvage his role here, he wasn't even showing up. I talked to the departments he managed, and they told me he's checked out. So when I hear talk about Jonathan running Daystar, that's one of the scariest things I can imagine for employees here. Now I want to address some of the lies that have been circulating online.
Let's talk about this. I've said this several times if you watched our past videos. This behavior is not, in my personal opinion, is not new. It's not. It's not new behavior. If he was managing it poorly, he's been managing it poorly. He was managing it poorly before he got the raise. He was managing it poorly before he got the PIP. And to continue to do that on a PIP, he basically said, "Look, I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing." Because you don't get put on a PIP and then all of a sudden decide to throw in the towel and not try, right? You've already been doing some of those same behaviors. You've already been going golfing every Friday. You've already been doing these. Like, come on, man. Come on. And but I know that environment was not a very welcoming environment when it was him against most, if not all, the leadership at Daystar. To have to come into that every day is mentally draining. I could just imagine that. So
But my question is, define what poorly means. What does
Yes.
poorly mean? Okay, you have these direct reports. What were the things that you were
Yeah.
expecting him to do? Let's get clear. Because what you're doing right now,
Objective.
it's your word against mine. It's very, let me say this, very ghetto. Very ghetto.
Not ghetto.
Bro, like this is the most ghetto thing. Like for you to put your new cap on with this weird merch that y'all
Is that
are
a velvet
pulling
jacket?
out,
Is that velvet?
and then for you to say, man, just give this real vague, like, oh yeah, we're gonna get Jonathan back, and you send this guy out to come and say, oh yeah, I was his direct report, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. He hasn't been doing nothing. I've been talking to, like, bro, what? Like,
He
you're
wasn't
not
trying to keep
like,
his
if you're
job.
gonna say these things, you're just like it's like you're assuming the stupidity of the audience. Like, bro, you even said that your people are not on here. So what? So you cannot communicate on YouTube the same way you communicate to your people. Send them an email with this, so they can listen to your garbage. But don't come on the internet that you said was not your audience and expect not to get dragged. This makes it worse because we ask qualifying questions. What does it mean that he was not performing his duties enough? What does it mean? What were the metrics that you were looking for him to accomplish? Like, you would have all these expectations without clear measurements, without clear expectations, and then you expect somebody to overperform. That's so
And
dumb.
I was reporting his hours.
Bro, he probably
Who
did not
records
know.
hours for a VP position? Where they do that at?
Exactly. That's super. That is so dumb. Like, oh yeah, we expected him to work 60 hours a week. We expected him to grow his department. It's just like saying, we expect you to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Like, what does that mean?
You know why I think this thing just came out? I think they starting to see it in the numbers, bro. I think that the phone bank ain't ringing like it used to.
And the people who are calling, they calling to rebuke you. They ain't calling for prayer. They're saying, listen, we've seen it in our comments. People coming in saying, yeah, we called them and we rebuked them. We told them that they need to repent and all this different stuff. And now y'all getting mad because y'all are losing people, losing programs. People are saying, listen, we ain't rocking with y'all no more. We ain't want to be on y'all's television. And you're seeing the numbers. See, there's more numbers on views on YouTube videos like this than there are watching y'all's program.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm willing to go out there and say my personal opinion. I feel like they ain't bringing in what they used to bring in. Like the number, it ain't ringing like it used to ring.
And y'all said, man, you know what? All these people getting rich off our on YouTube from our story. We need to put out some more videos on YouTube. And you think bashing Jonathan? See, y'all don't even realize Jonathan is God's chosen for this season. You can't block what God is doing, okay? He is chosen
for this season. All right,
he is chosen. This is his season. And y'all trying to block you. And what does the Bible say? Every time we tried to curse him, God blessed him.
Why are you preaching at 3 a.m., bro?
See, y'all keep trying to curse Jonathan.
Yo.
And he's blessed.
Bro. Oh, every time I look at that pic, I'm like, I need to see Buddy without a hat. He's hat fishing right now. But again, very unclear definition of what you're expecting from him. What does it mean that he's performing poorly?
And if you gonna bring your
and it's not
behind
a
on
change in
YouTube
behavior.
to say
It's
this,
not a change in behavior. He's been doing that. He hasn't been on a PIP. And if he had signed the NDA and shut his mouth and just complied to what you were saying, there would be no PIP. That was the reason for the PIP. It wasn't for his performance. If he's not doing the job, you got somebody else doing the job and he's just holding on to the position. Or he's been doing the job well enough for that whole time. So
Jonathan tapped out. He was tired of y'all. He was tired of y'all.
Come on. Nobody gets on a PIP and just, well, I won't say nobody, but most people don't get on a PIP and just all of a sudden decide to be terrible. I believe if those were terrible behaviors, they were already there well before the PIP, well before he got a raise.
But again,
I'm not trying to hear it.
If they were terrible, you need to explain to us why they were terrible.
Y'all tried to buy him off. Y'all tried to buy his stylist with a major raise in position upgrade. Him and his wife. But then you try to exercise more power by having him read something that he didn't want to. And you wanted to stand 10 toes down, Joni, and say, hey, you either read it, cut them out, put them. And they were like, okay, we out. Bro, let's be for real.
This is so retarded because, man, the audio of that we have access to totally bypasses everything he's saying. So the fact that y'all so stupid to send this man on YouTube to do this is just y'all.
Hey, you notice he's like 2 buttons down on the shirt too? That's a cowboy right there, boy. That's hey.
All right, let's keep watching this.
The people on social media are not really our audience around here, but considering the level of misinformation and slander, I do want to address some of these issues specifically. Let me start with one that really bugs me, Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson. In the past 2 weeks, she has made multiple false claims. But why would she be doing this? Well, first of all, she's been misleading people to believe that she took some sort of strong moral stand of coming off of Daystar's international network, when that is not true. She was part of our local network in Canada for 26 days, just 26 days. What the public doesn't know is that Laura Lynn admitted to knowing about Jonathan and Susie's plan to go public with the smear campaign and appears to have coordinated her own publicity stunt announcing that she was coming off Daystar to position herself as a voice of integrity and capitalize on controversy. But then we dug a little deeper, and at the time of her departure, Laura Lynn was aggressively losing subscribers. It came to light last week that in October, her YouTube channel had 5,000 total views and earned nothing, $0. But after she started using Daystar and Joni Lamb's name, her YouTube jumped to 2.7 million views in the past 4 weeks and made an estimated $13,400. She's not taking a stand. She's a clickbait cockroach.
Okay, let me do this. I remember when content creators clickbait cockroach, that is classic. I remember when content creators started covering Daystar, and Daystar sent their legal team send out cease and assist to everybody. Everybody got a cease and desist. Everybody. So, Mr. Brother Man right here, he calls out one of the YouTube videos that he said it really bothered me. I have a question. Y'all got so much money. Y'all got so much access to powerful people, to smart people. I really need to know who advised y'all to do this. What PR firm PR firm did y'all hire and said this was a really good idea? This is going to clear up all the controversy. This is what's going to cause everybody to come back to Daystar, and it's going to clear up all. Who told y'all to do this? I have to know, because I'm obviously not charging enough for my business. For y'all to pull this, to pull up somebody's analytics as if you have some grand insider information that you're able to grab data and pull it up, like, yeah, see what we have, we figured it out. Man, I know what apps you use to figure that stuff out. It's really simple.
Bro, I just want to ask a simple question. Y'all don't want the smoke, because I see they turned off all the comments, because them comments would have been hot. Hey, that's immediately the moment that I got that notification that you sent me this link that they just went with this public statement. I went straight to the comments, up, turned off, bro. And look, people are leaving your network. Okay, like right now, by addressing her, guess what you just did? You blew her up some more. She had 2.7. She gonna have 3-4 million in the next couple of weeks. Come on now, because she gonna respond. She probably already responded. Come on, man. Come on.
Like the one person that you said that bothered you personally. Like, I thought you were speaking on behalf of Daystar, but you personally, this sound like you personally you're talking about your personal relationship with Pete, with Jonathan. You're talking about your, yeah. Hey, I don't know. And then you're talking about your personal vendetta against this lady and how she is again.
Cockroach. That's a bar. That is a bar. But dang, man. Somebody wrote that though. Somebody wrote that. And that's also, he didn't come out with that.
That's also slander. Like you're making these claims without bringing any. Like you brought out her YouTube statistics. Why did not you bring up the data backing up the fact that she was only on your Canadian network for 26 days? Why didn't you bring that up? Like you're bringing up data like that anybody can get access to. But the one piece that you were saying, so you might be making this up, and now this makes you look even worse, because she's going to come back on her channel and say, no, I was not on their network for 26 days or whatever. And either way, it doesn't even matter. Like, why does that matter in the grand scheme of things? How does that help your goals?
Yeah, that's the question. Like, what is the goal of this?
Like, what are you trying to accomplish with this? How is this getting you to bring back these people to come back on? How does it bring back your programs? How does it bring back viewership? And you said multiple times that the social media is not your audience, but yet you posted this on social media. If this was really not your audience, you could have made this video private or unlisted and sent it to your personal audience. I'm sure you have an email list, but no, why would you make this public? Who is your PR firm? I want to know.
Bruh, throw it all away.
Did your lawyer advise you to do this? Like, what made you do this? Y'all
Basoda. I know I'm probably butchering how to pronounce that. Trash. Throw it all away. All right. So y'all gonna take this video down? Just take it down. They don't have comments, so they're not gonna get blasted. But come on.
And why would you post it on YouTube and not leave comments? Like,
they don't want the smoke.
Who telling y'all?
They don't want the smoke, bro.
Y'all smoke, y'all.
Bro, throw it all away. I'm Mr. Hatfish. Done. I'm done. Throw it all away. This didn't even need to be said. Like, this didn't even need to be said. Like, I was his direct report and he was messing up.
I forgot what did he say at the end though. He said something at the end of this.
Every time you click on her video, she profits. This isn't about morality for her. It appears that she's chosen to amplify this controversy as an opportunity to revitalize her struggling.
Again, your word against hers. It doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
Like that doesn't. What does that have to do with anything? Like it's literally your word against hers. Why does that? Why does that have to be said? Keep going.
YouTube channel. The truth is, she's using Jonathan and Susie, and they don't even know it. She never knew Marcus, but I did. She doesn't know Joni. I do. I worked with Marcus Lamb for decades, and there was no more integrous man I've ever met. All the allegations about him covering up sin are false. He was a man after God's heart and had a vision to reach the world with the good news of Christ. Was he perfect? No, none of us are. I'm not. When he went to be with the Lord, he left clear instructions for Joni Lamb to lead Daystar. I've been working closely with her for the last 3 years, and I can tell you she's doing an amazing job. Laura Lynn doesn't know Joni Lamb, but I do, and I can vouch for her character and her integrity. So for those of you tuning in to Laura Lynn's channel, she's not here to tell the truth. She's here to stir up drama and make money. These allegations are nothing more than a smear campaign against Daystar and its leadership. Falsehoods for personal gain cannot overshadow the work of those committed to spreading the gospel. Let's stand against misinformation, call out those who profit from deceit, and support the truth. This is Steve Wilhite. Thank you for listening, and God bless.
I don't want to say this, and this may sound insensitive, but to say that he wasn't someone to cover up sin when he admitted to a 7-year affair, that's a consistent pattern of covering up.
He publicly went on Dr. Phil and told everybody.
Come on, man. And then try to clean it up at the end and say, was he perfect? No. Bro, if you're going to speak to it, speak to that specific situation and say in this situation, he was not that. But to say that it's just to blanket it like that when you know
he was the most integrous person that you know, that tells me you don't know very many integrous.
Because you could still say David was a man after God's heart and said that he was up on top looking down low at them things thangin' and saying, bring that thing over here and send the husband out there since he don't want to come back from war and lay with his wife so I can pawn off this baby because there was no Maury, there was no DNA testing back then. And he didn't want to do that. So put him in the front of the line and let him get killed in the front line. That's the same David. That's the same David.
And nobody's saying David is the most integrous person.
Okay.
He's still a man after God's own heart, but he didn't have integrity.
Bro. Come on now. Come on. Let's be for real. We pay respect to those who have gone on, but we don't need to, you know what I mean? Like
no revisionist history, bro.
Yeah. If Pookie was thugging, if baby girl was out in these streets throwing that thing in a circle, you don't need to say that she was, anything different. Like if Buddy messed up, he messed up. Okay? He made a mistake. But let's say in this situation, he didn't cover anything up. But let it be specific. But don't paint this broad brush because then that invalidates the whole statement. That's all I got to say.
this was just so unnecessary in so many different. If your goal is to reinvigorate your core, I can understand why you would want to do that. I can understand why that would be necessary. But this approach was totally off. Like, this should not have been public. You should have made sure that only the right people saw it. Again, you mentioned multiple times that your people are not on social media. YouTube is social media.
Bro. I could just imagine in my mind's eye Steve saying, let me go out there and talk to these people because they don't. And because you're in an echo chamber, everybody's saying, yeah, Steve, you go out there, throw that hat on and tell them people. Clean up this misinformation and just give more. You just gave Laura more ammunition.
It just shows how
tone deaf,
disconnected and tone deaf that an organization can be from the public. Like, you're just getting really bad information from the people you're getting advice from. Really bad advice that makes things worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do not understand the culture that you're communicating to. Like, you do not know how many people are going to react to that, like us and many others. React to it and get more views and also make you look even worse.
Be a vibe. Subscribe.
We'll see y'all later.
Peace.